What it be, what it be, what it do, what it do. It's your host, Dave, with the Dave and Blue Show. Tell your mama, your cousin, and your bro to like, share, and subscribe to the Dave and Blue Show. We lit. Yeah! Let's go, baby! The Michigan Wolverines destroy. Okay, I want this destroy. Beat Washington 24-7. We lit. Yeah! Let's go. Man, woo! I could breathe a sigh of relief, man. We put it together. We put it together this game. Goodness. We hit on our keys. We hit on our keys, guys. Let's go. Let's go. We hit on our keys. Establishing the running game. Jordan Marshall 130 rushing yards and a touchdown. Or at least I think he scored a touchdown. I'm not sure. I think he did. We ran on the 7th ranked defense in the country, 130 yards. They were only giving up 83 yards a game before they played us. So that's good. That's big. That's a big win right there. Jordan Marshall, Jasper Parker got in. I said I wanted to see Jasper Parker. He got in. He looked a little bit hesitant, but he got in and he got some good yards. He didn't fumble or anything. For Youngin, he did a good job. O-line was better. Prayers up for Evan Link, because I think he might be done for the season or something. He went off on a stretcher. So Blake Frazier comes in, and the announcers are like, "Oh, Evan Link went down, and now they're gonna have a redshirt freshman." Guys, Blake Frazier has looked good when he's been in. So when Link went down and Frazier went in, I think I told my parents or somebody, I was like, Frazier is good. Like, it's unfortunate that Link went down, but the next man up stepped up. Frazier has been playing well when he's been in, and he proved it. So the offensive line play was better. Bryce had time to throw the football, guys. And the play calling was solid. Like, there were a few times, we missed on that 4th down, and when Underwood scrambled and didn't get that 1st down. Personally, I was a little frustrated at that, because it's like, bro, you're 6'4", 230, just sprint forward and hit the dude. Because he tried to slow up and drop down instead of just getting the 1st down first. We should have probably slowed down on our play call there and actually waited and see if they would review it or not. The 4th and 2 we didn't get. I mean, hey, it happens, I guess. I mean, everything is 2020 hindsight. Everything seems better after a win. So, but that 4th and 2 was pretty big that we didn't get. But at least we went for it. Zavada's got a hit. But anyway, I'm not about to be negative. We won the game, and it was a good win. That was a good win. That was a good win right there. O-line was better. They adjusted to the rush. They stopped Washington's pass rush. Passing game. They allowed 235 yards a game. We got about 240, I think, 230, something like that. We got the passing game. No interceptions by Bryce and 2 touchdown passes. So, hey, we'll take it, man. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. Their DBs couldn't. I mean, we were getting there. We were getting whatever we wanted passing for the most part, and we didn't really have too many drops or anything like that. So I'll take it, man. The offense was moving the ball downfield. Jordan Marshall had a legacy game right there. We got to see Jordan Marshall really prove, how good he is, and we know he's good. I said he was good before. I said in the preview video, he's a running back 1 in most offenses in the country. So, hey. Haynes went down. Marshall stepped up. It's a different style of running that Marshall has than Haynes. Marshall's a bruiser. Like, he's a bruiser. He's not huge. He's like 216, 217, but he's a bruiser, man. He might be 220. I'm not sure. But, hey, he's a bruiser. He's not going to break away every time. But those 6 yards of carry I think he got, that's going to hurt a defense. And to have to tackle him all game long when he's just hitting you, and his second effort after every run, like, he'll get hit and he's still lurching forward. He's still pile driving. Like, that man is literally pile driving every run. So you can't fault that. And he doesn't fumble. He was getting punched. The ball was getting hit by like 3 different people every time. He had it one hand high and tight, and he still had it. 2 hands high and tight, still had it. The dude's strong, bro. We established the running game. The offensive keys, all of them hit A+ on the offensive keys. Bryce was, I think 21 of 28, 235 and 2 touchdowns, I think, something like that. Psh, we'll take it. We'll take it. We'll take it. And he had some rushing yards on top of that. We'll take it. Marsh had a great game. I didn't see his stats. Marsh had a great game. McCulley had the end around. That was pretty good. He had that pass. That was kind of weird because he didn't. I don't know if they gave him the ball after that. But yeah, we're rolling now. We are getting there, and the offense is moving. The offense was moving last week. The offense was moving last week. It's just that we have to see if we can defensively keep pace with the offense. So, we're going to get to the defensive side of the ball. And the defense locked down today. The defense, for the most part, there were some calls, there were some plays where they got chunk plays, but we didn't let Demond Williams beat us. We contained Demond Williams. That was the key of the game offensively. Do not let Demond Williams run on you. Don't let Demond Williams get outside of the pocket and create. Do not let Demond Williams get comfortable. You keep contained, you keep him hemmed in, and you hit him. He squirted loose a few different times, but we were able to corral him and or force a bad pass. That second half, Washington came in, and they're used to coming back in the second half. They're tied coming into halftime, 7-7. They're like, oh, we're about to just come on in here and walk these boys down. And I'd be lying if I said, okay, this wasn't. If I thought it wasn't good that we were tied, because in the first half we kind of looked, the offense was moving, but we just kind of looked slow, sluggish. I don't know what it was, but the blitzes. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not gonna get to that right now. So positive, we won. Keys to the game defensively, right? Contain Demond Williams, right? I think we forced 3 interceptions on this dude. 3. And we sacked him, and we had a strip sack. So the defense was getting there. The defense got to him. He had let's see, I don't know. I gotta find the stats here. But Williams, let's look at the stats here, because I kind of want to see this. Box score. Is it box score you look at? Okay, here we go. Williams. Guys, look at the stat line. 20 for 32, right? 209 passing yards. 3 interceptions, no touchdowns. Rushing. Demond Williams, -19 rushing yards. Let's go. And we held Jonah Coleman only 50 rushing yards on 16 attempts. That's how you play defense. There we go. Yes. And 3 turnovers on him. We made him. He was already starting to get worried when Sullivan got that pick, right? That was the biggest play of the game. Cole Sullivan that dude has hands. For a linebacker, Cole Sullivan has hands. This dude, because he had to reach out and grab it, and then he kind of was, and he pulls it in, and he turns up, and then right there, I'm like, all right, we just have to punch it in. We punch it in, and score. It's 14-7. The next drive, they get 2 17-yard passes, and then Jimmy Rolder, when the tight end, apparently, Joel Klatt was saying, okay, the tight end is supposed to run a little, I think, button hook to the outside and turn and loop. But the tight end did an out route instead of like a little space button hook or whatever he did there. He did a hard out route. So he runs up and cuts to the right instead of looping and stopping in the spot because we're in a zone, and the ball's thrown behind him because the quarterback is expecting him to run up in the seam a little bit and then come back, and Roller's right there and pulls it in. Thank you. So now that's 2 interceptions on back-to-back drives, and Damon Williams is in shambles at that point. He was already stressing after throwing the first interception because it's a close game and no one's turned the ball over. No big, massive plays have happened to swing the momentum of the game. He makes the first mistake. So he makes the big mistake, and that turned Michigan's defense on because for whatever reason after that, it was pretty much lockdown, lights out. Like, yeah, it was done at that point. So we contained Damon Williams. That was the most important part of this game. Holding this dude to 209 passing yards and negative 19 rushing yards is insane, guys. He's averaging 335 total yards a game. So if you were to subtract, right, the 19 from his 209, you're looking at maybe like 100, like 89 or 180, 185 something total yards. Shoot, we'll take that. You basically held one of the most electric mobile quarterbacks to 180 or 190 something yards total. That's elite. That's good. I will say that Wink still was trying to blitz, and they got us on a few different plays, right? But the offense was impressive this game. Like, the offense was spectacular. Let's see. Boston. We held Boston only 71 total yards, but he got 17 yards a catch. Jonah Coleman, 41 receiving yards, and held him to Jonah Coleman only had 91 total yards this game, guys. That's elite. That's solid. Because he's a great running back. Let's look at our stats, right? Okay, so the defensive side, right? So we had to contain Damon Williams. We did that, right? Then we had to spy him. I don't know if we really spied him all that much. I'm going to have to go back and watch. I think we just kept contained with the defensive ends for the most part. The scheme adjusted, right? I think we were in more man coverage, or at least we looked like we were pressed up more with the DBs than we were last week, which is great because they weren't able to screen us to death. Yes, they did hit some screens, but it wasn't like we were 30, 20, I'm exaggerating, but 25 yards off of the receiver who's an elite receiver there. So there's that. And then tackling. We were tackling today. I'll say that. We were tackling. Because specifically Hausman, that sack, or maybe it was a tackle on Damon Williams, right? It was maybe a third down, and he gets pressured. He gets out of the pocket. He's running, and Hausman comes up and pulls him down with one hand, holds him up and he pulls him down with one hand and hits him and brings him down. That's some strength right there. So, yeah. And then we held Jonah Coleman to, as far as tackling goes, right? He had 91 total yards. He leads the country in rushing yards at 86 yards a game. So between his receiving and rushing, he barely hit his average for rushing for the whole season. He hit 50 rushing yards. That's solid. He scored a touchdown, yeah, but we held him. Finishing on sacks, right? That was still kind of an issue here and there because there was one time where I don't know which defensive lineman it was, but they had Williams. It might have been Cam Brandt. I think Cam Brandt had Williams on the right side of the screen, it looked like to me. He had him, and then Williams spun out, and then he threw an incompletion or something like that. But, hey, Moore got a strip sack. Derek Moore got a strip sack. Jacob Oden got his first interception. Cole Sullivan got a pick, and I think Roller might have gotten his first interception today, too. So, all right. All in all, right? Okay. We're going to go MVPs. Well, Zavada's got to get over the yips. I don't know. He hit the 26-yarder, which was an interesting play there because they took the delay of game to back him up a little bit so the angle wouldn't be as sharp, I think, which was interesting, but it worked out. He missed the 48-yarder. I don't know what's going on with Zavada this year. And we're saying this like he's missed every kick. He's only missed, I think, 4 kicks all season. So he's 8 for 12. But still, I mean. Anyway. That's neither here nor there. So, Marsh did well, right? Let's see Marsh's stats here. Marsh had 49 receiving yards, 5 catches, 1 touchdown. Zach Marshall. Shout out Zach Marshall. Zach Marshall's our 3rd tight end. He came in and did amazing today. 5 catches, 72 yards, 14-yard average, 1 touchdown. Also, Deacon Tonielli. With that catch and that throw from Bryce, that was beautiful, man. Deacon Tonielli is our 4th string tight end, guys. He's our 4th tight end. And if you count Bredesen as a tight end, he's a fullback, but technically on the roster and stuff, he's tight end, I think. That's our 5th tight end, technically. So, our 5th string tight end, I'm just hyping him up. Our 5th string tight end made an incredible catch and a couple of really good catches, and Bryce got some just beautiful throws to him. So, rushing, Jordan Marshall, 25 carries, 133 yards, 5.3 average, 1 touchdown. That's solid. Bryce Underwood, 7 carries, 25 yards, 3.6 average. I would have liked to see him, if he's going to commit to the run, like go run full out. And, I mean, yeah, he's trying to get down, but really it's just that 4th down and inches that bothered me. But in general, I feel like he hesitates a little bit to really sprint. But he got that beautiful run on 1st and 20. So, I mean, hey, you can't fault him too much. I will say he took that, it was like 3rd down, and he ran out of bounds instead of throwing it out of bounds. So it would be 3rd and 8 or 3rd and 7 instead of losing 5 yards and running out of bounds. I don't know why he didn't just throw it out of bounds. That's a freshman mistake right there. That's fair. But hey, passing, right? He was 21 to 27, 230 yards, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. So we'll take it. And he's throwing touch passes. This is one gripe I have. All these media people, oh, he throws darts. Oh, he throws it so fast. Oh, he's throwing nothing but bullets. These receivers are going to have a hard time catching it because Bryce Underwood only throws bullets. Guys, he can throw with touch, and he has thrown with touch. The receivers, for the most part of the season, up until the last 2 weeks, haven't been catching it. Sure, he's got areas to improve, and sure, he can put some touch on more passes, yes. But it's not like he's, respectfully, it's not like he's Joe Milton out here or throwing bullets and darts like Brett Favre. He's not breaking people's fingers. They still have to catch the ball. And he's putting touch on his passes. You saw it with the throw to Tonielli. That was a dime. That was a beautiful throw. Also the throw to Andrew Marsh, where Andrew Marsh is running the crossing route, I think, and he catches it with one hand. Bryce got he threw it, and the defender's arm is here, and the ball goes right past the defensive lineman's arm, doesn't even touch it. Within inches, mind you. He throws, the defensive lineman's here with his hands up. He put his hand up, and the ball goes right by him and straight to Marsh, who catches it with one hand like this. I mean, so for all of the arguments that Klatt or any of these pundits are making, and Klatt is not even, I like Klatt. I don't dislike Joel Klatt, y'all. This is not what I'm saying. But for all of these national pundits who just keep saying, oh, he's just throwing everything with mustard. He's pitching 100 miles per hour. He's not Screwball, guys. He's not pitching 100 miles per hour. Okay? He can throw with touch, and you can see it. The receivers also need to catch better. But I will say, they were catching today. I'll say it. Look, Zach Marshall, 5 catches. Andrew Marsh, 5 catches. Deacon Tonielli, 3 catches. Donovan McCulley, 2 catches. Samaj, 2 catches. Jordan Marshall, 3 catches. Channing Goodwin, 1 catch. So, I think Samaj, I'm gonna leave Samaj alone, y'all. I'm gonna leave Samaj alone. I love Samaj. He's cool. He's a good dude. Cool kid. One of my favorite players on the team. But, brother got to catch the ball. Anyway, won the game. I want to see Browder. I need to see Browder out there at least one time this season, bro. Against Purdue, can we get Browder? Northwestern, one of those 2 games that we're going to win. Can we please see Browder? Please. We need to see the Big Six out there. Anyway, all right. So, to the moment you've all been waiting for, my MVPs of the game. Dave's MVPs. Let's go. Offensive MVP. Drum roll. Jordan Marshall. Clap it up. Jordan Marshall is the offensive MVP. 25 carries, 133 yards, and a touchdown. That man was running. He was running hard. What I appreciate so much about Jordan Marshall is when that dude runs, he doesn't fumble. He doesn't lose the ball. And there's hands. Every run he's got is between the tackles pretty much. So there's hands ripping and punching at him all game. And that dude doesn't fumble. And he's being hit and punched at by multiple people. And the dude does not fumble the ball. For not getting as many carries as you would have as I would have expected him, as possibly everyone would have expected him to get early in the year, before the season started, once we saw how good Haynes was, you'd think he'd be a little bit cold and a little bit lower and looser instead of higher and tighter with the ball. But that dude is solid. He's no joke, man. Jordan Marshall's no joke. So shout out Jordan Marshall, offensive MVP. Shout out, Jordan Marshall, offensive MVP. A couple honorable mentions, obviously Bryce, Deacon Tonielli for that beautiful catch. Shout out Blake. Shout out the offensive line too. Blake Frazier, good job, brother. He stepped in. That was almost like nowhere near the gravity of the moment, but kind of like when Zach Zinter went down and I think Trente Jones came in. Is nowhere near the momentum or gravity of that moment, but it was a big deal because Washington got their starting defensive end back in to this game, Durfee, and he came back in, and so I don't know if they put him on Frazier or not. I have to go back and watch, but they got their guy back in, and we contained him. I didn't hear anything about Durfee the whole game, so shout out him. And then the defensive MVP, for the Spark, shout out. I'll give the defensive MVP to Sullivan and Rolder because those two interceptions they got really helped us win this game. They were the key moments to help us win this game. So shout out Rolder and Sullivan, defensive MVPs. That's it for me right now, guys. I could talk about this game, but yeah. So tell your mom or your cousin, your bro, to like, share, and subscribe to the Dave and Blue Show. We lit. Yeah! Let's go.